What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Friday team here today. You have myself, Alpha Dog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers. And below us, you can see the top of his hat. We got our guy, Hefe Picks. Hefe, how are you today, brother?
What's up, fellers? Doing great.
It is a big day, a big Friday. The comments are already pouring in. Justin Paul Sports, let's make it a good Friday. Hell yeah, brother. J-Bo, here as always. We appreciate you, dog, and good Friday for some cash. Abso-freaking-lutely. Well, gentlemen, we've made it. It's a big show that we have planned today. We're covering a little MLB action, but the main point of today's show, the main priority of today's show is to go over the first couple games of the NBA playoffs. We're not going to be touching the play-in games for tonight, but we will be touching a ton of games that we will not be able to cover because they're over the course of the weekend. So we're going to get to a ton of great games, including the game everyone wants to hear Hefe Picks his take on with the New York Knicks. Gentlemen, before we get into anything, I'm going to ask you, JD, how are you today?
Doing good, man. And yes, just like Justin Paul Sports said, today is Good Friday, but hey, let's actually make it a great Friday.
We're going from good to great. I absolutely love it. Hefe, how are you today?
Doing great, man. It's a beautiful Friday. It's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow here in New York City, and I'm super pumped about that.
I love that. Good weather, good vibes, good bets. Let's dive in to our recap from yesterday, our Thursday recap. I will go first. My free plays went exactly 0.00. We lost a plus money play. We won a minus money play. So we went exactly 0 on our free plays. But overall in the day, we did win 2 units in VIP. Hefe, how was your day yesterday?
I only had one play yesterday. Just the Yankees money line. It was a really, I don't want to say boring slate in Major League Baseball, but by the time I got home from work, there was really only 3 games on. I didn't really have a read on the Mets game. Didn't really care much about the Angels game. Yankees was a good game. They were down, came back and tied, came back and took the lead. And that's just weird to see them play in their spring training stadium in regular season games. It just looks so small, so weird.
Yep, 100% agree with you. JD, how'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday ended up being a really good day, man. I ended up going 5-0. As far as units, picked up 14.6.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day.
So yeah, definitely a really good day. It was a good day from really like the whole entire crew. So yeah, man, definitely excited for the weekend.
100%. And a part of my J, they were playing at the Yankees minor league stadium because their stadium got affected by one of the hurricanes last year. And I forget which one, but it completely destroyed the roof. And I don't think they'll ever be going back to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. It was the big tornado, or the big hurricane that hit Tampa last year. It absolutely destroyed the Tropicana Field. So they're currently playing at the Yankees minor league ballpark in Tampa. So I know the yesterday's game for the Yankees was technically a road game, but every single one of their players has played on that field a billion times. And it's really more of a Yankees home game than a Tampa home game because all the fans that are there, a lot of people that live in Tampa are, people that lived in New York, moved down to Florida, yada, yada, yada. You saw that in the crowd last night. It was mostly Yankees fans at that game. So there's no real home field advantage for the Rays in that series. But gentlemen, we have an absolutely massive show today. You guys ready to dive into a little MLB? We're starting with MLB first and then getting into a little NBA action after.
For sure.
Let's get it. First game we're going to be covering today is going to be the early game. Diamondbacks taking on the Cubbies. Pitching for the D-backs is Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns is 0-1 on the year with a 5.3 ERA. Very unlike Corbin Burns. In 2 starts, he's pitched 15 innings. He's allowed 15 hits, had 14 strikeouts, and 9 walks and 3 homers. He has had a ton of control issues early on in the season. On the other side, we have Colin Ray for the Cubbies. Colin Ray is 0-0 with a 1 ERA. In nine innings of work, he's allowed 9 hits, 7 Ks to 1 walk. Hefe, we're going to start with you. What do you like in the midday game?
I'm going to be completely and utterly honest with you. In this midday game, I like absolutely nothing. This is a game that, to be honest, with Burns and Rea, even though I think Burns' ERA and his numbers in particular are not really conducive to what we're seeing his production on the mound. And the Diamondbacks and the Cubs are pretty solid in terms of the matchup. Pretty solidly matched up. I just not in love with what I'm seeing. I mean, Corbin Burns has given up across 15 innings of pitching, 15 hits, 9 walks. He's putting a lot of people on the bases around him. This is a Cubs lineup that career against them has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in their lineup today have an above 250 average with them, 4 of them an above 300 average. Listen to Dansby Swanson's
Kills him.
versus Corbin Burns. This is like, it's not even like, oh, he's like 1 for 3. No, he's 12 for 20. 2 homers, 6 RBIs. He's batting 600 against the guy. After reading that, tell me what Dansby Swanson's like over hit run is today.
Well, everyone's is really low. I'm not sure if you know about the weather in this game, but I'll let JD, actually, our local weatherman.
I'm not the weatherman.
We'll let JD break it down, because if you guys have been on Twitter today, or X, whatever you call the stupid app that we all love so much, you've seen about 400 home run parlays. You'll see the price of every player basically being around a plus 200 for a homer, which is insane. So, JD, we need your weather report to break down this game, because that's the main story of this game.
Yeah, the prices are crazy, but they could be justified though, because it is for actually one like it's actually not a cold day there. It's actually not extremely warm or anything like that, but it is definitely not cold. But we have the winds blowing straight out to center field at 20 to 25 with gusts up to 40.
Yeah.
So any decent fly ball is gonna be fun. It is going to be going for a ride. Yeah, and actually that's why this actually like total is crazy high.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because what we were just talking about Cubs games, I believe last week, and I actually had a total of 6.
Yep.
Because the wind was blowing straight in. And actually now we have a total of actually almost 12. So that like really shows you as far as this park, as far as the wind goes.
And with Corbin Burns pitching, this is their ace. I know that he hasn't pitched like it this year, but you have to go off historical data. You can't go off 1 or 2 bad starts he's had. And then if you want to go on just this year, Colin Ray has a 1.0 ERA. So both pitchers combined, even though Burns is a bit inflated for him, the run output in this game, they're projecting 12 when these guys don't give up that many runs. So I think the weather is absolutely the main factor of what it is.
Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs is at minus 130.
Yeah, I mean, you go look at the home runs.
That is my pick for this game.
There we go.
Stand.
There we go.
Put it in.
I honestly didn't even look at that because I thought it was going to be so juiced. But that's a crazy price.
Yeah.
Over 1.5, 130. Name me somebody else you want to see that for. Let's go to Kyle Tucker, best player on the Cubs. Over 1.5, minus 155. Let's go over to the D-backs. Corbin Carroll, he's at 2.5, minus 135.
Okay. 135 for 2.5?
Hits, runs, RBIs.
That's insane.
Name me somebody.
Dansby Swanson is only 1.5 at minus 130.
I'll put. Hold on. Let's see if I can make this happen where we can actually see it. Like, no. Come on, no. Damn it!
I can't really see.
Why would it show? Why? Oh, do you kind of see it there?
A little bit. It's not going to come clearly through, but yeah, we believe you. That's great odds. I definitely like that a lot. I'm definitely leaning the over here. I know it's extremely juiced, guys. I know it's at 11.5, but I do think we're going to see runs. I think everyone's expecting runs in this game. It's just a little scary that it's over under at 11.5 right now at plus 105. But that's exactly what I'm going to play. Like I said, we are going to see runs in this game. I know Corbin Burns has an inflated ERA, and that may have something to do with it, but this weather is so conducive for home runs. You take a look at the home run props today. Corbin Carroll to hit a homer is plus 160. Plus 160 to hit a homer. That's absolutely wild. Eugenio Suarez is also plus 160. Kyle Tucker's only plus 240. These odds are just insane. The ball is going to absolutely fly today. Like I said, if you've been on the apps today, on the social medias, you've seen that everyone is targeting runs and runs often. I think the best play in this game is definitely the over and 11.5. I know Hefe has that over, hits, runs, RBI. JD, what do you like?
First off, you can get Dansby Swanson over 1.5 hits, running RBIs at actually minus 125 at actually 3 different books. You can get it at Bet 365, at actually Bet MGM, and then I believe at ESPN also. Go and bet that now. I'm going to try to bet it during the show because I'm sure by the time after the show gets done, it's gonna that there's gonna go actually up. But yeah, definitely like that one. Yeah, Corbin Burns. We actually started talking about this the end of last year. Corbin Burns is just not the same Corbin Burns that we're used to seeing. And I feel like we've been saying that about a lot of guys, man. Really do. But yeah, and then I mean, actually, you actually you actually broke that one down great, man. There's not much else to say. I actually gave this play out last night. I actually got over 10. So the total's moved actually like a run and actually like a half now. As far as the over, would actually definitely be the only way I would lean.
There we go. So we got a couple overs here. We have one of the player props to get. We do have a question here I want to get into. Michael Talbot, we appreciate your comment, Michael. Who is your favorite 3 for a homer today? He really liked Carroll, Tucker, and Crow. I agree with 2 of those, Carroll and Tucker. Dansby Swanson would be the other one I'd have to take. Him or Josh Naylor, I do think is going to get it, and they have kind of some good value as well. But Hefe kind of alluded to how well Dansby Swanson has done, and I could definitely see that here. So my 3 would definitely have to be 2 of yours in Corbin Carroll and Tucker, and then I'm going to definitely throw in as my 3rd one, Dansby Swanson. What do you guys think?
Well, if you take Dansby Swanson and parlay it within Kyle Tucker, and then add in Ian Happ, and then add in Corbin Carroll, and then you take a little FanDuel boost, you'll get that at plus 19,950. There's what I personally did. As actually far as just a fun, play. So
there we go. Hefe, what do you think?
I think that is insane, but when it hits, I'm going to be the insane one for not taking it.
Glad you're paying attention. Who are your 3 favorites to hit a home run in the game? That's the question. Who are your 3 favorites to hit a home run? No, in the game that we're talking about right now. That's the question we have.
Kyle Tucker, Eugenio Suarez, and screw it, Dansby Swanson.
Going with the same 3 I went with. Perfect. I like it. Let's see that cash. I know Michael Talbot is playing that same exact thing, so absolutely love it.
I just but why? I get it because so plus money. Oh my God, I want to be a millionaire. Just take the damn HRR, man. Just take the hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 130, and then it's just you have such a bigger range to hit. If you're already willing to put down some dollars, just the juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah, I would agree. But a lot of people are looking for same game parlays. This is the only day game. Looks like some people are trying to have some fun with maybe some $10 long shot parlays. And I totally get that because let me tell you something. I think all 3 of us up here love to occasionally put in a BS $10 long shot homer parlay. And this seems like a game that a lot of people are trying to take advantage of. So if you guys have any other questions, we're happy to answer it on those games. But we're going to keep it moving to the second game we're breaking down today, which is going to be the Dodgers taking on the Rangers. This is an 8:05 Eastern first pitch on the MLB Network. Pitching for the Dodgers is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto is 2-1 on the year with a 1.23 ERA. He started the year much better than he's looked last year. He has a sub-1 whip, guys. We talk about whip on this show all the time. He's got a 0.91 whip. We've had people who've asked us what's a really good whip. Well, there you go. 0.91 for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Very good whip for him early in this year. In 22 innings of work.
You say Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
I'll say it 50 times for you later, brother. I got you.
It's flowing. It's really flowing from you.
I love that. In his whip, he is a 0.91, like I said, in 22 innings of work. He's only allowed 13 hits and 7 walks. He has 28 strikeouts in the year as well. He's been absolutely dominant. On the other side, we have one of the former best pitchers in baseball who needs to get it rolling, Jacob deGrom. He's 0-0 with a 4.3 ERA with a 1.3 whip. In 14 innings of work, he's allowed 13 hits, 6 walks, and 4 homers. But the main story in this one, guys, is that the Rangers are home. The Texas Rangers are 9-1 on the season at home. Is that going to continue against the Dodgers here? Hefe, I'm going to kick it over to you. What do you got?
Is it going to continue? No, it's not. I really think that honestly,
I get that, brother.
at this point, sorry.
No, answer the comment in the question. Sorry, the
Oh,
comment I put in the script.
at this point, I'm really starting to just like I think I said 2 weeks ago. Can we just fast forward the NL and get the Padres and the Dodgers in the CS because there's just they are coming off as just so above anybody else in the league. To be honest with you,
You're not going to throw the Mets in that top 3 or top 2 or the Phillies. It's just strictly going to be Padres
no, I
Dodgers.
literally never even thought once to put the Mets anywhere near a top 3, or the Phillies. Even though I do think the Phillies will, as the season goes on, be right there at the end of it. But no, not the Mets. I'm not a believer. I think that sooner or later that starting rotation is going to catch up with them. And when you have that starting rotation that the Mets have, which is pitching pretty well, honestly, right now, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's the number one starting rotation in baseball right now.
I think it's team ERA, actually.
Yeah, it's number one starting rotation.
No, not even starting, like the bullpen and everything.
I know their starters are number one. I don't know about the totality, but their starters are
I just think that's unsustainable. And I think their lack of hitting right now, which is surprising, I think that will kind of figure itself out because they have too much talent there. But I'm not a big Mets supporter this year. They got to do stuff around the trade deadline, in my opinion. But back to this Dodgers. The Dodgers just beat up on a minor league team in the Colorado Rockies 3 straight games in a row. The Rangers secure business against the Angels, who actually coming into that series weren't too bad. But I gotta roll with the Dodgers here. They can beat you every single which way you want to be beat. You want to be beat by scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the first inning because they got freaking hitting home runs left and right? No problem. You want to be beat by small ball in the 5th inning where they're stealing a base and putting runners in scoring position and just batting it all over the place? No problem. You want to be beat where they just beat you 2-1, 2-0? No problem. They got it all. And Yamamoto in his second year here, I think we're gonna see him get to that level that we thought he was gonna be last year. Yes, he was injured in and out, so we never really got to see his full-on potential. And he's already in 3. He has 3 starts already. Guys, 28 Ks across 22 innings pitched, pretty damn good. Only 7 walks too. We already spoke about the whip. DeGrom, I understand he's getting back to himself, a little bit older. 4.3 ERA. Two games where he's only had 14 innings across the board. I'm just wrong with the hot. I know these teams are both hot, but Dodgers are on another level. Give me the Dodgers here.
There we go. JD, what do you got?
Basically, what actually you said to me plays a big. What actually you said about the Rangers being 9-1 at home, I think plays a big part of actually this. And I think that we're getting this actually Dodgers team at a like cheap price. And I think that's a major reason why. Because as far as DeGrom, like I talked about it, I think actually last week, when actually he's on, man, he's like the best. But we have not seen that yet. And, he is coming back. His actually age is actually up there now. So are we going to be able to see that? We're just really not sure. But especially his last 2 starts, his actually swing and miss stuff has just not been there. And that scares me because that's what he does is he just mows guys down. I mean, like he just is a strikeout guy. So actually not seeing that actually swing and miss stuff. I definitely don't like seeing that as actually somebody who like wants to see him like do well. So this is a game where as far as the starters, with current form, I have to give the Dodgers an actual small edge there. As far as the bullpen, the Dodgers bullpen, they definitely have an edge there. And then the Dodgers 1 through 9, they definitely have an actual advantage there. So yeah, man, to me, this all adds up to you getting the Dodgers at a cheap price here. So yeah, I am rolling with them.
It just makes me a little nervous with the Rangers winning 90% of their home games this year. So the angle I'm taking on this game is going to be the under 8. I do think we see a big performance from Yamamoto. And I do think we're going to see Jacob deGrom finally get it together. I think he's had enough starts going into this game that he's kind of getting back into form. I think we're going to start to see a little bit better performances from him. That's going to start in this game tonight. It's a big game. He's a big game pitcher, and he's at home. I think we're going to finally see one of those good starts out of Jacob deGrom. And I think Yamamoto is going to continue keeping it rolling. So under 8 is definitely my favorite play on this game. It's exactly what I'm going to be playing. All right, boys. So that's going to do it for the MLB portion of today's show. But as you guys know, the main focus of today's show is going to be going into the NBA playoffs. So, gentlemen, you ready to dive into a little NBA action?
Love it.
Let's do it, gentlemen. So the first game we're going to be covering is going to be the LA Clippers taking on the Denver Nuggets. This game comes to us live tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 on ESPN. The Clippers finished the year 50-32. Great record, right? 50-32. However, they were 20-21 on the road. This was a much better home team than they were as a road team, and they are the road team in this game. The Nuggets are coming in also 50-32, but they are 26-15, and they've performed significantly better at home. So both teams, well, one team has done better in this situation, one team has done worse in this situation. Hefe, we finally made it to the NBA playoffs. I know you're pumped. Break it down. Clippers, Nuggets, what you got?
All right. I'm
Aiden, before we start, Aiden, this is just a wild question at the moment. Who do we think is going to win the NBA lottery as we go into the first round of NBA playoff action? My guess would be the team who has the best odds, who have the most ping pong balls.
Three teams have the same odds. None of that shit matters in the NBA. Last year, I'm pretty sure the Hawks were a playing team and got the first round and got the first overall pick.
How do you go about picking
But
it?
I mean, to answer Aiden's question, I think the Hornets, the Wizards, who's the other, and the Jazz all have 14% chance, and then it's a big drop off to like the middle of the pack sucky teams like the Raptors, and I can't think of another sucky team. Name one. The Nets,
Sixers,
that are like
Jazz.
Philadelphia.
Jazz.
I already said the Jazz. Pay attention, JD.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Jazz.
We're going with Jazz, Aiden. Our answer is the Jazz. But Clippers, Nuggets, Game 1, NBA playoffs. We'll worry about the losers later. The winners are in the playoffs. So
I want to get the series price.
Real name there.
Give me a second, please.
Series price is actually minus 110 on both sides.
Yep.
Okay, so I got it right here from me. I got all of them. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. These two teams kind of ended the season two totally different ways. Nuggets firing their head coach, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff about Russell Westbrook getting too many minutes, team morale was down, you fire Malone. And then on the opposite side, you have the Clippers, who kind of had a total resurgence this year. Addition by subtraction, right? They lose PG. They lost Paul George to the Sixers, or I don't know, to retirement, whatever, because he sucks. And Kawhi had a semi-healthy year, looking pretty good. James Harden is really the guy who kind of came back to himself. He looked great this year, guys. Was an all-star again. I think he might even make an all-NBA team. I'm loving Norm Powell's role in this team. And I really like how deep of a team they have. Zubac can go head-to-head with Jokic. Obviously, not to the level Jokic can because he's a maniac. But I think the downfall of the Nuggets is there is no Robin to Jokic's Batman. Murray had that magical playoff run. Look, guys, what am I going to say about a team that already won a ring, right?
Exactly.
They've been there, they've done that. But I don't fully believe in Jamal Murray. I just don't. Even though in the playoffs, I think the man is tied for like second most 50-point games in playoff history. MPJ, if he doesn't have a shot, he's a nobody. Aaron Gordon is a physical body. He can give you 30 on a random night, but then there's the other nights was giving you 10. I think the Clippers are a little more balanced than the Nuggets are. And I think for a first time in a long time, they're feeling really good about themselves. Not only do I think the Clippers could win this series, but I think they go into game 1 here and they take it on Denver's floor. I'm taking the Clippers on the money line, guys.
Clippers on the money line. Game 1. There we go. I'll go over to JD. What do you got?
Man, me and Hefe are on the exact same page here. Exact same page. As far as actually Clippers, yeah. As far as the last, I believe they ended the season winning 18 of their final 21 games. Over the last 15 games of the season, if you just look at all the stats, they actually were the best team in the league. The Clippers are an actual healthy team now, and that's what they just weren't. I mean, as far as actually most of the season goes, they were just having like somebody out. Yeah, they're all back now, and they are playing extremely well. As far as series prices goes, this is my favorite one by far. I I actually locked in Clippers to win the series at plus 105. You can still get a minus 110 now. I actually really like that. I actually have this more in the minus 165 range. You can, with the Clippers, you can lay actually minus 1.5 games and actually get a plus 150. I actually like that also. And I also like Clippers and actually game one. Give me them on the money line and actually plus 125.
There we go. So two of you guys are both on the Clippers money line. How great does that sound? It's got to be. Unless it's not, because it's absolutely the Denver Nuggets in game one at home on the money line. We're absolutely going to take this game. Now, do I think they may win the series? I don't know. I do think it's a true toss-up. But this Clippers team has struggled on the road all year long. I alluded to that when I entered the game. They were a below 500 team on the road. They're 20-21. I know. James Harden's had a great year. I know. He's looked fantastic. Have we heard that before? Have we seen James Harden have a great year before? And what happens when he gets in the playoffs? Hefe, what happens when James Harden gets in the playoffs?
I don't know. I don't watch basketball.
Okay, there you go. Well, he's been terrible. Historically, he's been terrible. If he does not play to above what he was playing in the regular season, I don't think this Clippers team has a chance. Do I think that James Harden can play well? Sure. But do I believe more in this Nuggets team that has a history of better success in the playoffs? They have the best player in the series in Nikola Jokic, top 3 player in the league, if not the best player in the league right now. I'm all over the Nuggets in game one. At home, they get it done.
The way you top 3 player is who is the other player? Top 2 player. Who's the other player? Like SGA and Jokic. Who would have been the other one that you would have maybe put
maybe
ahead?
Jalen Brunson. Maybe Jalen Brunson. I'm kidding.
No,
Everyone jumps down my throat. I'm just kidding. But yeah, he's a guaranteed top 3 player, arguably best player in the league, and he's by far the best player in the series. Right. There's nobody in the series who's close. And you think Ivica Zubac, which is Russian for make basket, is going to be able to stop him?
No,
I don't. JD.
No. But we actually, this is a tale as old as time. And it used to be the storyline about the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs every year for the past few years. I don't care if Jokic goes for 60. It doesn't matter. As long as you contain Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr., you're going to win the game. It happened every damn year to the Mavericks. Luka's going for 40. Luka's going for 50. Doesn't matter. All those games, they lost. The games they won was when Luka won for 25, 10, and 10, and all the other guys were pitching in. Same story. Why I like the Clippers here is because, listen, you're 100% right. We've seen James Harden in his Rocket days have season averages of like 33, and then in the playoffs be dropping 40 every game, and these teams getting blown out because he's taking 40 freaking 3-pointers. Mm-hmm. This is a deep Clippers team. And the Nuggets, that depth is lacking. I think that's where it's going to hurt them. First of all, show some respect to Kawhi Leonard. If healthy,
the big if.
Put the steam on his back still. But big if. And I like their bench, man. They got Bogdanovich. They got him from the Hawks.
Yes,
earlier in the season, and I think he's a huge addition to their bench. They had a bunch of guys. Kevin Porter Jr. is having honestly kind of a solid year, 9 points a game. Derrick Jones Jr. They're starting 4 is a guy that can give you a lot of athleticism. He's averaging 10 points a game, and I mean Norman Powell's averaging 22 points a game, man.
Yeah, he's been great.
They got 3 guys that are averaging above 21. The Nuggets just got Jokic.
We'll see how they do in the playoffs because they have not been able to do it on the road all season with these fantastic stats. They were under 500 team on the road in the regular season. JD?
Yeah, also just actually another point here. You have a team in the Clippers where on the actually defensive side of the ball, actually they can play really well. And as far as the Nuggets, that's this season, that's what they've had. I mean, they've done some things to try to get better, but it hasn't shown to really work. And actually, so far as far as in the play-in games, we've actually seen this with some teams that are really good on the offense, but they have no actually defense. And so far, as we've seen in all of those games, those actually teams have gotten beat bad. And actually, this is a different. I mean, this is actually not a play-in game, so I'm not trying to say it's going to be like that. But I definitely trust the team here more who can actually play some actually D. But there was another prop I actually really like in this game. Alpha, you are not going to like this one. But give me the Clippers to win game 1 and Clippers to win game 1 and actually then to win the series, actually plus 255.
Okay, I respect it. We'll see it. Good value there on the plus 255. I will definitely give you that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me get a tweet out before I intro this next game. Let's get ready, because that's going to do it for the first game. And I'm just going to click the game on the screen so you guys will know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to get a tweet out about this game. And Hefe, I'm going to let you start. I don't need to say anything. You can read the screen, see the teams playing, do what you do.
Pistons next. I mean, where to start? The series price minus 400 for the Knicks. I saw this thing on Instagram yesterday. I don't know if it's real. It was by ESPN Bet that 90% of the series, 90% of the money on the series price is on the Pistons. I find that very hard to believe. And I understand, Alpha, correct me, tell me if you're on the same wavelength with me. There's this weird like undercurrent of the media, and like I don't even know where it's coming from, just this noise that's giving like hope to the Pistons because they remind them of what the Knicks were, that gritty, physical, hungry team that they might not make the most threes or score the most points, but they have a lot of guys that, represent what Detroit is, and they're tough and they're going to beat you up. Bullshit. I saw a line yesterday. I wish I thought of it first. The Detroit Pistons will have more ejections in this freaking series than wins. Okay? That's what's going to freaking happen. The Pistons are not I don't want to make them like they're a bad team, but guys, they're not a great team. And this whole bullshit about Cade Cunningham being the best player in the series is ludicrous. I'll put it to you like this: he's not even a top 2 player in the series. He's the third
Joe,
best.
The Knicks aren't really too injured.
Joe, who's injured? Joe, who's injured? Ariel Marty? Oh my God, we're gonna miss him so much, Joe.
The Knicks are not injured.
Tell me, please tell me in the comment. Name me 3 players that are injured that are in our lineup. If you say Jalen Brunson, you're wrong. If you say Cat, you're wrong. If you say Hart, you're wrong. If you say OG, you're wrong. If you say I've ran out of players, Bridges, you're obviously wrong because the man hasn't missed a freaking game ever since high school. Okay, the Knicks are healthy, and here's the problem: even freaking Mitch Robinson is healthy right now. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Somebody could knock on wood right now. Okay, it's me knocking on wood. Nobody's at the door. But anyway, the Pistons have 2 big men in Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren, who have 0 offensive skills. Zero offensive skills. 0. Nothing. Nobody. Can't shoot. Can't do anything. They can barely dunk a basketball. That's all they're good for. On defense, they're bruisers. They can make life for Jalen Brunson hard. But guess what is the equalizer? A lineup with Cat and Mitch Robinson, where you can take Cat outside of the paint and put him on the 3-point line, thus moving one of those 2 big men out. If I can think about this, I'm sure Tom Thibodeau has. I think one of the greatest moves Tom Thibodeau made this freaking year was when we played the Pistons about a week ago, or a week and a half ago at this point. He sat a lot of players. Why? A, giving false hope to the Pistons so they got the win. B, showing them a lineup that they have never, that showing them a lineup that they're not going to see in this playoff series, so they don't know the plays that we run, the formats that we run, the subs that we make, and everything. And more so, and here's the most important part before I even get into what side I'm picking, which it's you know what, I don't even need to get what side I'm picking. Forget it. The Knicks are winning this in 5. I'm taking the Knicks in 5 games here. The Pistons will get I think the Pistons will get game 3. I really do. And that there'll be a big game 4 next weekend that the Knicks will take it, then they'll go home and get this shit over with. But here is the playoffs. Everything slows down and it becomes way more about, okay, Jalen Brunson is going to play the first 8 minutes of the first quarter. He's going to take his first break to, those 4 minutes. Then the second quarter, he's going to come in, play the whole through the half. It becomes very segmented and matchup based, right? You might see something in game 1 and be like, you know what? I didn't like this matchup, and switch it out. Your bench almost becomes an extension of your starting lineup for most teams based upon matchups. I don't see anybody on this Pistons lineup that if we win game one, which I think we will, and I think we'll win it by double digits, that they can flip and switch to have a better matchup for game two. Other than Cade Cunningham, I'm not scared of anybody on this roster in terms of scoring. I know Malik Beasley is one of the best three-point shooters in the league, but I think you put Mikal Bridges on him and that's done. Or OG Anunoby on him and that's done. Cade Cunningham is a bigger guard. The only thing I'm worried about is that when it comes to one-on-one against him and Brunson, he can back him down, and if there's no help defense, he's going to score. But you know what? Same shit I just said about Jokic, I can say the same thing about Cade Cunningham. Score 40 points. Bud, dude, homie. Score 50 points. Literally get the record for the amount of points ever scored by the Detroit Pistons in playoff basketball. I don't care. As long as we take care of the others, the Knicks have better scoring than the Pistons do. And I think when it comes down to defense, Tom Thibodeau's been preaching all week. Stop playing soft. I'm looking for Cat to have a big series. Knicks should win the game one by double digits, so I will take them on the -7. I'm taking them in 5 games in this series. I think Cade Cunningham will have a good series. I think coming out of this, the most important thing people have to know, coming out of this, the Pistons can't lose. Even if they get swept, it's a great year. The Knicks need this shit. You're going to see that tomorrow.
We will find out. A couple comments I have to address from Joe because there's some crazy, what's the word I'm looking for? Assumptions about what's going on with the Knicks. Brunson, in 2 of his last 3 games, has scored 27 points, shot over 50% from the field, shot over 40% from 3, and shot over 90% from the free throw line. He also was passing fantastically, had over 10 assists against Boston. And Brunson also turns it up in the playoffs. We all saw last season where he scored over 40 in, 5 or 6 straight games. He was unbelievable in the postseason. So I do think Brunson's fine. He will be well. The issues Kat are dealing with is Kat's girlfriend's aunt passed away about a month and a half ago. That's not an issue. He's fine. He took the time off when it happened. That's absolutely.
It was his
girlfriend's
aunt.
Yeah, he's fine. It was a month and a half ago as well.
That sucked. I'm not going to get into this about why he missed so many games. Whatever. Must be very close to his girlfriend's family. His girlfriend's a famous model type stuff person. So
he's fine.
Great.
So we don't need to even talk about it.
He's fine. And those little times during the last week or two where he had a knee injury, that's all bullshit.
The Knicks held out everyone.
And if you don't know that by now, then that's how you get around rest nowadays.
Yep. Also, one more thing here. I already want this to happen. I already think the Knicks would be better with another coach outside of Tom Thibodeau. So I'm ready for them to fire him yesterday.
There's this whole thing going around. Oh, even if the Knicks lose in the second round to the Celtics, Tibbs is gone. They have to make it to the East Conference Finals for Tibbs to stay. I don't believe that at all. I think that unless the Knicks fall to the Pistons, Tibbs' job is safe, no matter what happens in the Celtics series. Now, if it's a Celtics series that is a sweep and we lose every game by 20, that's a different story. But let's just focus on this right now because I can't even bring my mind to think about the next round.
Yeah. So right now we're focusing on just this game. So for me, I'm not taking the Knicks -7 here. I think that's a trap line. I do think this one may be closer than people think, maybe a little closer than what Hefe thinks, but I do think the Knicks ultimately get the win here. I would not be comfortable taking the -7. I think that's way too many points against a very talented, scrappy Detroit team. I like this Pistons team. If you watch this show, any point during the NBA season, I was screaming about how much I love this Pistons team. I like the way they play with each other. I like the heart they play with, the grit they play with. They're a strong team. But when it gets to the playoffs, the intensity amplifies. And I do think the Knicks will be fine against this Pistons team. When it comes to the next series, I think they're going to be screwed. I don't think the Knicks have a chance against any of the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. Joe, I agree with you 100%. They've been swept by all the best teams in the East this season. I don't know if I'd say they have no hope, but I don't have a lot of hope. I do think they will lose in the next round, but they'll have no problem getting by the Pistons. I think people are hyping up the Pistons a little bit too much. Like I said, they're a good team. But the Knicks are a better team. They're more talented in every facet of the game, and they will be able to get by this Pistons team without any issue in the whole series. But for this game, I would lean taking the Pistons +7. I would.
Get out.
I'm not taking it.
Get the fuck out.
I'm not taking it.
Get the fuck out.
But I would lean taking the +7, and I would take the Knicks on the money line. So that's exactly how I would play it. JD, thoughts?
Yeah, his thoughts are you're fucking nuts, and I don't want to talk to you.
As far as
shut up and listen to JD.
as far as game one, I am not going to have a play here.
Yeah, I feel the same.
As far as the Pistons, yes, I want to take them with the 7 points, but I am a little bit afraid of it with being most of those guys' first ever playoff game.
I agree.
And just with everything, I feel like the Knicks could jump out to like a pretty sizable lead just to kind of start the actual game here. So that's why I think like overall in game one, I'm just going to stay off. Just to talk about the series though, man, and the series prices. Like I understand the Knicks should be favored here. Like, I mean, they actually clearly should be. But minus 400, I think is a little crazy though. I don't think they should be favored by that much. And if you take the series game actually spread, you can get the Pistons plus 2.5 games at actually minus 155. Now, there is a little bit of juice, but I think the Pistons can get actually 2 games here. And actually, that's what you need to actually cash that. So that is a play that I really like, and actually, that's like really all I have here.
There we go, Joe. We need to know what you think is going to happen in this series because your comments are the Knicks going to get swept in 4? Because I have Knicks are injured, Brunson's bad since he's been injured, Cat's dealing with off the court. The Knicks have no chance against any of the top 3 teams. The Pistons are an early Christmas gift, and he's locked in. There it is. He's locked in the Pistons at plus 350, so he is taking the series. Are you taking Pistons 4-0 or something? Seems like you're very confident. What else are we taking in this series, Joe? If you have any other plays, let us know because I'd love to hear it. It's definitely interesting how people are going to be taking the NBA playoffs. It's interesting to hear what they're taking on the series prop, so we love it. Any comments in there, put them in there. We're going to address all of them and go over everything you guys want us to go over. J-Bo, yes, minus 1.5 games for the Clippers means that they have to win 2. So if they lose 4-2, they cover the minus 1.5. All right, boys. Well, that's going to do it for the Knicks game. But we're going to go into the Timberwolves taking on the Lakers. Timberwolves coming in 49-33. They're 24-17 on the road this season, taking on a Lakers team that was 15-32 in the regular season. However, they were 31-10. There were 21 games above 500 at home. So they've been fantastic at home. The T-Wolves, like I said, they're 7 games above 500 on the road, so they're pretty even with their home and away splits here. JD, we haven't started with you yet in the NBA, so we're going to start with you. What do you like in the T-Wolves Lakers game 1?
As far as the series prices, let's actually start there first. Joe, yes, I like
that. Would be crazy. Take a shot though, plus 500 value.
That would be crazy. You can actually get them at actually minus 2.5 at plus 1,200.
Is Joe from Detroit or something?
I think
his parents from Detroit.
He's from Houston.
No, yeah, actually, Joe's from Houston.
I think he's a Rockets guy. So if you want to have fun, we're talking about that game next, Hefe. So start preparing.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. The Lakers, as far as
you want to donate money, dude, there's plenty of charities in America.
As far as the Lakers here, to win the series are minus 195. I can't get close to that price as far as them winning the series here. But then again, as far as the Timberwolves, I can't get myself to back them either. As far as the underdog here, if you do like them, instead of just taking the series price, you can get it at plus 160. I would take them on the minus 1.5 games. That is plus 260 because if they're going to win it, I think they have to win it in 6 games. I actually do not think that they can take it to actually game 7 and actually win that one. So if you do like them, I actually would actually take them like that for a little extra value. As far as game 1, guys, I am on the over here. This total, I understand why actually a lot of these totals are moved actually down actually so much. But this is one of them that I actually think that they have actually they've just brought down a little too much, guys. I have this more in actually the 221 range. So yeah, for this one, I am going to happily be on the over.
There we go. Hefe, over to you.
This is it's one of the better the 3 out of the 4 Western Conference series in the first round, I think, have the ability to be great. The Nuggets, Clippers one we spoke about, this one right here, Wolves, Lakers, and the next one we're speaking about Warriors, Rockets. Great basketball, just great matchups all around. But I mean, we've seen Anthony Edwards literally put a team on his back and get him to the Western Conference Finals. Julius Randle, I struggle with Julius Randle because on one side, this is it, man. You want that big contract, buddy? You want to be paid what you think the Knicks should have paid you? You're about to be on national television for 2 weeks, facing pretty much one of the biggest brands in basketball. All eyes gonna be on you. Show me what you got. But at the end of the day, the Lakers' addition of Luka Doncic, I think, supersedes everything. If they can play the brand of basketball that I've seen them play the last few games that I've seen, where LeBron is just so free to move around the court, he's one of the best off the ball guys in the league. If Austin Reeves can play that third guy, and everybody else can just come together, that bench that they have, all those young guys, the veterans, the different variety of big men that they have is the one issue I have with this team, because love him or hate him, think he's soft, whatever. Rudy Gobert is still a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
I believe that's correct.
It's kind of crazy to say out loud, right? But people forget he was a monster with the Jazz, a monster.
4 times.
And he's still a great freaking player, guys. He's still really freaking good. So if Luka can put the team on his back, and if LeBron could be LeBron, which at this point I'm not questioning at all, I think the Lakers take this series, but I think this one has the ability to go 6-7. In terms of this game 1, I am rolling with the Lakers on the money line, and I am parlaying them with the Knicks on the money line for game 1.
I like
and
it.
That is at a plus 110 odd. Lakers. Joe, I love you, Joe. Joe, I love you, Joe. You're great.
I love it. I
Joe.
love how upset Joe is getting,
Joe.
Hefe, today.
I love it.
Joe,
I'm going to tell you right now, I think somebody stole Joe's account today. Because Joe's comments today have been out of bounds, ludicrous.
I can respect that.
Who gives a shit about that? First of all, they haven't been playing a lot together because Randall was injured all that freaking time, and then freaking DiVincenzo was injured all that freaking time. And what's a year? A year really isn't anything. Playoff basketball is different. They've never played in the playoffs together. And believe me, as a Knicks fan who's seen what Julius Randle turns into in the playoffs and Randall Ball, good luck, God bless. When you're as talented as Luka Doncic, you don't need practice time to know how to play. When you've been in the league for 20 plus years like LeBron has and played with pretty much every single great player ever in the freaking history of the league other than Michael Jordan, you don't need a long time to build continuity. The Lakers are going to be fine.
There we go. I'm taking the Lakers -4 here. I think the Lakers are going to have a big series. I think they're going to make a deep run. This team is fantastic at home, and they have one of the best home court advantages possible in the NBA, and that's exactly what I think is going to happen. And wow, Joe, that's a fantastic idea. He means a cluck bet. So either Joe's got to come on here and cluck, or Hefe has to go on here and cluck. But I love that, Joe. Put in there what the specifics of the cluck bet is, and we'll see if Hefe will accept that. But I love that out of you. Back to this game. I am taking the Lakers. As I said, they are 31-10 at home. I do think they'll be able to cover the 4 points, and they just have guys who know how to win basketball games, who have been there and done it before. Minnesota's had a couple disappointing series in the playoffs, to put it lightly, and I think that we will see the Lakers have an absolutely big series here. I think they're going to absolutely steam the T-Wolves and win this one rather easily. JD, do you agree with me? For the full series?
That's how I definitely lean. Yeah. Like I said, it's just as far as the price, I just can't get there on it, but yes, I should. That's what I think actually happens though.
I agree. All right, boys. Well, let's keep it rolling. We have one game left. You broke that one down, right, JD? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
There we go. I do think you're the greatest, Joe. I do think you're the greatest, and I do think that the Knicks need to fire Tibby. I agree with you, but I don't agree that the Pistons are better than the Knicks. We're moving on, Joe, from the Knicks.
I've never heard anybody
But if you
call
want to
Tom
put the
Thibodeau
cluck bet in
Tibby.
there,
I do like that. I'm not going to lie to you. That was good. Joe, good comment. Tibby's funny.
All right, boys. We're moving to the last game.
Today.
The last game. We're breaking down.
Reminds me of South Park.
Yeah, that was
Today.
We got the Warriors. We got the Rockets. This is a fun one, guys. The Warriors, the old heads, the guys who have been here and done it before. They've added playoff Jimmy. They're 48-34, 24-17 on the road, and this team is completely different than what they were before adding Jimmy. On the other side, We got the Fighting Joes, the Houston Rockets, 52-30 on the year, but they're also 29-12 at home. They've been fantastic at home. Hefe, we'll let you kick it off. What do you got in this one?
Listen, I'm really impressed with the Houston Rockets. This is a team that, quite frankly, is young, and I love how instead of just giving up on a few young players, like let's use Jalen Green, they could have gave up on him.
There's somebody out there, completely irrelevant, but every time they purchase Philadelphia Phillies tickets, they put my email. They must have guessed it. I know who it is. They're one of the there's someone who's in the show right now. I'm not going to call them out. They just a second ago purchased Phillies tickets, sent the email to me and said, "Congratulations, we'll see you at Bobblehead Day." So that's what I was like. Okay,
Whose Bobblehead Day is it?
I can look. Shout out Billy, Doc. But yeah, I mean, he does it every single time. Thank you for your All right, Doc. These are a little cheap. I'm not going to lie here. $48 standing room only.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Two tickets.
I need a seat. I'm not going.
You know what? Speaking of Doc, I think he still owes us a cluck bet.
He does. He does owe us a cluck bet, but yes.
Well, he doesn't know Alpha anything. He just got him $48 standing room only tickets.
I did just get that $48. There's four of them. There's four.
I'm not going, so I don't care.
I'm not going.
Anyway, back to here. Rockets, guys, a young team that's honestly coached exceptionally well. Ime Udoka has done an exceptional job of coaching this team. They could have gave up on Jalen Green. They didn't. I think they hit a great one on the Thompson twin that they have. Can't tell you his first name because I'm not going to get it wrong. I don't know which one they got, but they got a great one, a multi-versatile player that could be a two-way 3-and-D guy for years to come. Even their other picks. By the way, Reed Shepard, their fourth overall pick this year, it's on their G League team. They don't even have enough room for him because they still got guys like Tari Eason, who's starting to play a lot better. And then you got their old heads, your Dylan Brooks, your Fred VanVleets, your Senguns, who's not really old, but I'm not gonna call him a young. You know what I mean?
Sengun?
Yeah.
How old do you think Sengun is?
25, 26.
That's okay.
That's not a in the league for 2-3 years guy like everybody else. They've only had 17 first round picks in the last 3 seasons, so they got a whole lot of these guys.
He's 22. He's 22.
No way.
Yeah, he's 22.
I gotta look this up.
I mean, you're calling the goon old is absolutely insane.
So the goon is young. I'm not gonna lie, goon is young. They also have Jabari Smith, Whitmore. I mean, the names go on and on and on and on. This is a deep team, young players.
What's up, Parlay Prince? Appreciate you tuning in, bro.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to forget that. Lakers, Thunder, Western Conference Final, exact matchup. I think it's like plus 280. Love that. Anyway, back to here. But at the end of the day, God damn it, Jimmy Butler really just like takes that like Space Jam Michael Jordan secret stuff drink like before the playoffs start and turns into like a complete different other person. It just makes no sense. You guys watched the playing game, right?
Yes.
I think one of the things that really hurt the Warriors in the past, when Steph Curry took his breaks, they were just kind of like holding down the ship, right, until he got back in. I actually saw them playing better when he was on the bench, when Jimmy was running the offense, and it was the same play every time. Jimmy would take the guy one-on-one, they would clear out, he would make one move, get to the paint, and then dish it to one of the shooters. No comment. I mean, I agree, but like, okay, I've seen Steph Curry make shots over 4 players in his face. That doesn't matter. I think the point is that Jimmy adds a different thing to this team that I never had before. This series and this game also is going to come down to the others. And I think I'm going to take the Warriors others over the Rockets others. So I am going to roll with Golden State in this game. And I'm going to roll with Golden State for the series, which I believe they're actually the favorites.
There we go. I like it. I'll tell you one thing. I'm taking Golden State in game 1, but then I'm not sleeping on the Rockets after that. This is all their guys' first game. Most of the players on this team have never been in this moment. And as I alluded to when I introed this game, the Warriors have been in this moment. Almost all of them. They know what it's like and the pressure and the magnitude of the NBA playoffs, and they'll be able to handle it fine. The only ones I worry about, like I said, are the Rockets. I mean, FVV's been around the block. He knows what he's doing, but you have a ton of guys after him that really don't have this experience. For game one, I'm all over the Warriors on the money line. But that's not to say I'm not going to have faith in this Rockets team making this a series. This isn't going to be 4-0 Warriors, I'll tell you that. This one to me is going 7, and I'm excited to see the longevity of the series. JD, what do you got?
Yeah, man. Like I'm on the same page here. Like I think this series is going to end up being like it's like going to be really, really good. For the series, when I was expecting to get Golden State in like the minus like 130 range, like actually somewhere actually around that, and I was, wanting to slam that. Then prices came out and they are making you pay a tax on them.
Yep.
They're in like the minus like 200 range. So I definitely can't actually like play that. As far as game one, I actually disagree. I think that's actually going to be a Rocket spot.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I actually really do. But in this game, there's something I like a little bit more, and that is the total of 213. This is just another one of those games where I think the total has come down way too much.
Actually, JD.
Yep.
Normally in the playoffs, it's the pace slows to freaking just turtle pace. It's way more about possessions, less about moving up and down the court, because possessions are like gold, especially as you get deeper in the game. So normally speaking, when you look at an over, and I'm not just talking about this game, I'm talking about in general, how you view playoff basketball. This is not, I'm assuming when you say you're taking the over here.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that something you ever think about, look at it? You're just like, this is how these two teams play. I don't care if it's a playoff or game 50 of the regular season. It is what it is. We're getting at a lower number. I understand it, but these teams are still going to push.
No, actually, like everything that you started out saying is actually what I base this on. As far as the possessions goes, this like total can actually compared to a regular season game from these two teams. It looks like they took off 8 here, and to me that is too much. I actually don't think it's going to slow down quite that much. So actually, like that's how I basically.
So you're saying if this game was in February, this total would be closer to 221?
Yes. Yeah. Probably actually closer to like 224, but yeah.
That makes sense. Oh, duh, wow, my mouth is terrible.
Perfect. Any other plays you guys want to go over for the first couple games? We'll be back on Monday, and like we had a big announcement last show about what the direction of the show and the future schedule, and you're going to see a lot more of us again. I know Joe's excited to see a lot more of Hefe. He can't not be excited to see a lot more of Hefe. But any more plays you guys want to go over on games?
Let me think. I want to just speak quickly about one thing. We got 2 playing games tonight. I'm impressed with the Mavericks beating the Kings the other day. Came on here and I said that the Mavericks were going to lose, and the Kings never even showed up. They were already 1-2-3 Cancun. I would be shocked if the Mavericks went in and beat the Grizzlies tonight. I think the Grizzlies are a team that they have a lot to prove to themselves, and the Mavericks, I don't know what they have to prove. In the other game, you could sell me on anything. These are 2 teams that have been in the play-ins so much that I feel like they're always here, the Heat and the Hawks. The Hawks played like trash, and I think this is finally the offseason that we see Trae Young moved. So I'm leaning Heat. And then the last thing I want to ask you guys is, do you think the Magic have any shot?
Yes.
Any shot?
Yes. Yes. Go look at how they did in the regular season against them. Yes.
I do have to say, in actually game one, I'm actually pretty sure the spread is still 14.
13 and a half. 13 and a half moved down.
I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy.
In terms of like too much.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a look at the regular season series, guys. The Magic did win 2
JD, I was
games.
right there. I'm right there with you. I get it. Like the Celtics win by 25. Then we would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I could so see a Magic team just being feisty and not like what do they have to lose? That's the scariest. It's why this whole narrative around the Pistons is here, right? What do they have to lose? Nothing. They could get swept and nobody's gonna say a bad word. Magic can get swept and nobody's gonna say a word. It's a scary team to face. I think the Magic. I'm not gonna say they're alive, but
they're not dead. That's the best way to put it. They're not dead. They're down. They're in some trouble. They're getting a little extra treatment. They need to be brought up, but they're here. They're still here. So I don't think the Magic are dead. I think they're a little bit alive. They're in some trouble, like I said. They need some help. But all right, boys. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for our breakdown of the first couple games of the NBA playoffs. I do have to tell you guys what is hilarious. The person who sent me all those fucking Phillies tickets can't get them back without my approval. So now he's like, wait, no, seriously, can you send me those tickets? I'm trying to go to the game. We'll make him sweat. Maybe I'll give it back. Maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. But a few things on the show that we have to go over, as we always do. We do have a 7-day free trial for the Portfolio EV through Odd Shopper, guys. This is a great tool to locating other plays, other bets to incorporate with your already existing betting style. JD, I know you have something for the people.
Yeah, let's just pull this up really quick so everybody can see. This is just your actual top bet screen. This pulls everything from actually just what's actually current here. There is a ton of plays. You can see actually what their EV percentages and all that. As far as the actual portfolios that actually I have made, I'm just going to bring up those. And actually, these are some ones actually from actually there. We have some NHL bets here. We've got some MLB, and then we have some NBA. Ton of stuff here, guys. Like I said, you can just literally scroll through here for ever. There's a ton of great prop stuff here. And I know we actually talked about it doing actually this week, and actually we were not able to. But actually next week, today, we're gonna actually go on there and actually go through of how to build one. Because actually those I have built for basically what I want to see. And actually what I think is going to do best. So I have been actually using this now. It's been working great. Actually, Alpha has actually also.
Yep.
This is great. As just you have your bankroll that we do our own plays with, and then you have this. This is just a separate thing, and it's just fun, man. So yeah.
I absolutely love it. So JD, should we play the little video before best bets or after best bets? And you know the little video I'm talking about.
Let's do it after.
Let's do it after. All right. Well, we're going to dive into our best bets for today, Friday, April 18th. Who should we let go first in this one? You know what? I'll go first. My two best bets are going to be the Lakers -4 and the Nuggets money line, where I'm in an island on that Nuggets bet against all opposition. I'm standing tall. Nuggets money line, Lakers -4. Hef, what you got?
Got yelled at because I gave one play out. Then got yelled at and I only gave 2 plays out. So I'm giving 3 today. The Clippers on the money line, the Warriors on the money line, and then the money line parlay, the Knicks, the Lakers +110. Let's win them all.
Boom. JD.
What are mine? Let's go. Let's actually go with the Dodgers. Let's actually do them on the money line. I believe you can still get them at -135. Then gotta roll with the Clippers, guys. Clippers game 1. Give me actually them on the money line at +125.
At least you didn't say the Pistons money line, so we'll accept that. Take your phones out, get your screenshots. Hefe, circle the wagons, baby. Knicks playoffs are back. Don't listen to Joe. You don't need that negativity in your life. Knicks by 90. Hefe, any parting words for the people before we get the hell out of it? Oh, wait. JD, I literally asked what we're doing, and I just went through normal. Big announcement. You guys already know if you follow the show, but we're going back to 5 days a week starting next week. We'll be here Monday, and then on Tuesday, and then guess what? We're on Wednesday, and then wait, on Thursday,
What about Friday?
And then even Friday, we'll still be here Friday as well. So we're back 5 days a week. We're all very, very excited to do that and be here for you guys. Back again at 5 days a week. Hefe, it's your last moment.
Guys,
Say what you got to say.
It's one game out of a 7-game series. It's not the end of the world, but it is the end of the world if you're a freaking Detroit Pistons backer, because one thing you're going to see is that the Pistons are a nice little story. Oh my God, the team that tries so hard and they're so physical and you play Detroit basketball. They're so cute. Shut the fuck up. Next, in 5, we're going to show you who the real fucking team is, who the real good team is, who the real gritty team is. Welcome to playoff basketball, Detroit. It's been a while. Guess who's not suiting up for you? Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Toronto Phillips, Tayshaun Prince, Richard Hamilton, Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer. I just named 8 freaking Pistons players. None of them are suiting up for you. Good luck. God bless. Good night.
Good luck. God bless. Good night. Circle the wagons. JD, get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I do have to. There is an actual comment that I do have to bring up, and that is from Monzy Man. Yesterday, VIP did actually kill it. I do have to say, as far as in the history of the MBM team, which is actually now a year, yesterday was the single largest day we have ever had.
Let's go MBM.
Absolutely monster day. I swept the board and actually went 5-0, and that looked like nothing. Some of the guys in the actual Discord had some crazy nights, and actually one of them had I was about to say, and actually then MP Fleming had a plus 10,000 VIP play that actually smacked. So yeah, it was absolutely nuts, guys. So with saying all of that, for today, the rest of the day, today only, half off. You can get plays from the whole MBM team for only $19 for your first month.
Let's go.
DM me, DM the actual page.
DM me. I'm here to help too. Let me know.
Yes, just actually DM any of us, and we can get you going.
So what JD is saying is that the boys, what are you going to be doing tonight compared to yesterday? Circling the wagons yet again.
Yes. And Joe said it here. Yes, that actually play. We do have the bet slip. He bet $60 and won $6,000. So
all documented. Documented.
That was fun. But yeah, guys. Also, yes, one last thing. We are going to have a show at 5:00, and we are going to. I'm going to say we're going to do this as quickly as we can. We're going to hit every game. We're gonna hit the play-in games. We're gonna hit all the Saturday games, and we're gonna hit all the Sunday games.
And guess what else they're gonna hit? All the Chinese basketball associations as well.
Yes. So definitely
Shanghai Sharks money line.
Definitely tune in at actually 5:00. Have a loaded show for you there. But yep, hope everybody has a great weekend, and just like always, let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. We'll be back Monday. Big weekend, and circle the wagons. We appreciate every single one of you. Hefe, one more word. You're muted. No more words. Peace.